Bullying and bullying behavior is an issue that we've been dealing with in schools for a very long time, probably as long as any of us can remember. But for many years, we always thought of this as a problem that existed in middle school as primarily, and then in high school too. As time has gone on, we've seen bullying taking place in elementary schools, and unfortunately, we've even begun to see it taking place in preschools. Now, whether this is because of more awareness of what bullying is, or if it's an actual surge in bullying taking place, I'm not really qualified to say, but I do know that I have seen bullying taking place in preschools in a number of different ways, and both verbally and even with manipulation is something that you normally don't see until middle school or high school. In preschool, it's very interesting because the things that take place may not in fact be bullying, they might just be one-time occurrences. But I think it is important for us to identify some of the warning signs or some of the aggressive behavior that may not in fact be bullying, but may lead to bullying at a later date. According to Zim Zarzar, in her book, The Schoolyard Bully, she has given us several warning signs that we might be aware of, including intentionally breaking toys, provoking or annoying other people on purpose, displaying a lack of empathy or conscience, hurting animals, or throwing objects when they're upset. Now, these are just some warning signs that we just might be aware that maybe this young child might need some extra attention in developing empathy and developing some of their social skills. If we remember, bullying is deliberate, it's repeated on many occasions, and there's a power imbalance. And so we want to bear those three things in mind before we tag a behavior by anybody, whether they're preschoolers or high schoolers, as bullying. In elementary school, we're likely to see, again, more verbal bullying and more threats and maybe even more physical force in their bullying attempts. Making victims or targets do things against their will, or trying to force them to do things that are not comfortable for them. In addition, along about the third or fourth grade is when we generally begin to see more relational type indirect bullying, where there's manipulation, exclusion, rumors, and this is many times is going to take place mostly within girl cliques and with the girls more than the boys. In the middle and high schools, again, we're going to see a lot of the verbal bullying as well as physical bullying, such as pushing and hitting, tripping, knocking their books out. And the kids all have names for these things, but we're going to see that for the most part. Most of the time, that's going to be boys that are taking part in that sort of physical bullying, although we're seeing an uptick in girls fighting and girls doing this too. But for the most part, the girls are going to be doing more of the indirect relational type bullying, where there's exclusion, there's rumors, there's gossiping, the use of the internet and cyberbullying, where they're putting out messages about girls and doing things against each other in that way. We're going to see that as the main thing that girls do with bullying. Let there be no doubt that even though we're talking about children, we know that bullying takes place in preschool in a limited way. We know that it takes place in elementary school in a more increasing way, and certainly in middle school is where it peaks, and high school in general it goes down. Although we see it in a more, it's hidden better at high school level. But we should never mistaken to think that this is a problem that stays just within the teen years or younger. Adult bullying, workplace bullying takes place all the time. We'd like to go back again and re-emphasize that bullying is the abuse of power, and children who bully or adults who bully use their power to hurt others in a very deliberate and repeated pattern. I would like to invite everyone to join us at Bully Prevention Partners as we continue to develop our teachers, students, parents, and community members in creating a culture of peace in our schools and in our community.